You're listening to the Webcomic Beacon newscast at newscast.webcomicbeacon.com.
Normally, these segments are restricted to the analysis of news in the webcomic and online publishing spheres, but it's a holiday, and the online creators are sort of hibernating until the return of con season in the spring. The news has been kind of sparse lately. So instead of news, we're going to have a bit of a rant about something that really annoys me. This rant is somewhat news-related, though, and the somewhat news is coming to us from our friend at Matthew Inman, who has become an ever-flowing font of weirdness and controversy. The rest of you really should have tried harder to have bizarre lives. I'm sorry. On December 6th, Inman posted a comic about his process entitled Making Things, where he posted a few opinions on the process of being an internet creator. Then, on December 15th, he posted a response to a critical article about him written by Jack Stoof. I think that's how it's pronounced. Okay, new rule. Only people named John Smith can make news from here on in. Anyway, he posted a response to this article by Jack Stoof. These two things, seemingly independent of each other, have a common problem at their core, and it's a common problem I see across the internet. Now, I need to remind you with all rants, this is just my opinion. It doesn't represent anyone else's opinion, or of any parent companies, or of any sponsors, or of anyone except me. Everything that follows is a point of opinion, and personal opinions are by their very nature flawed, imperfect, and biased. And now that we've entered the rant section, let me just say, I believe everything I just said about rants, but I'm also pretty sure my opinions are always right and better than anyone else's opinions. I also believe that everything I like is a universal good, and everything I hate is universally bad, and the worst evil since sliced bread. No, we're not here to talk about sliced bread, the horror that it is. Today, we're here to talk about the evil of delicate flowers. Let me explain. When you go on the internet, the first thing you realize is that it's full of jerks. It's part of the grand trade of the internet. The internet gives anyone a voice to say whatever they want, but at the same time, it gives everyone a voice to say whatever they want. And thus, when you get a jerk that is empowered by the global spanning capabilities of the internet, you end up with a troll. Artists, on the other hand, get on the web for just the opportunity to connect and distribute their work for free, or even make a living without having to submit to the evils of the man and their corporate interests. The internet is a perfect world for the artist, mixing free expression with the audience that is hungry for new content. Except there's one problem. There's all these people on the internet saying mean things about the artist. And so the artist engages in a process of trying to shut down and shut out all the trolls of the net. The artist becomes, in effect, a tyrant of their own little web domain. And this is a problem, not just for the people who are going to the artist's website, but for the artists themselves. This is all related to the delicate flower argument. What is the delicate flower argument? Well, on December 3rd, in Inman's comic, where he talked about how he makes his comic, he said that comments can drain away from the creative process, that a single negative comment can overwhelm all the positive comments. He went on to say, remember, there's such a thing as destructive feedback, and when you read comments about your own work, you open yourself up to that. This is the delicate flower argument. It's the idea that if the artist reads something bad about their work, it will destroy them. Now, I don't want to imply that this concept is something unique to Inman. It's something I've heard over and over and over again among people who create on the internet, particularly among webcomic creators. Granted, at the time a troll attacks you, it's an understandable myth. At the time, it does feel like that bad comment is just blotting out everything good you've ever had in your life. At the time. And now, here is a phrase I never thought I would be uttering. The best advice about how to be an artist was given to you by your high school gym coach when he said, "Walk it off, pussies. Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger." That's the best advice you can ever get as an artist. Pain feels like it kills your creative instinct, but that is a temporary situation. For example, in 1999, when Stephen King was hit by a van, resulting in a collapsed right lung, multiple fractures of his leg, scalp lacerations, and a broken hip, he at the time said he would be retiring from writing because he felt the pain of that incident had just destroyed his creativities. 13 years later, who has a surgically reconstructed skeleton and is still writing best-selling novels? One Stephen Edward King. You may think when someone says something mean to you, it's killing your creativity. But Stephen King was hit by a van and still writes. Walk it off, pussies. So artists have this silly myth that they're a delicate flower. So what? True, it's a little pompous and self-centered, but the headline, Artist Acts Pompous and Self-Centered, is not going to be breaking any news. Well, because this attitude causes real problems online and makes an environment much more hostile for the artist. Here's the basic idea. The more you try to block and deflect criticism, the more vitriolic and insulting the criticism becomes, for a basic reason of human nature. When someone feels ignored, they get angry and they try harder to insult you to get your attention. Most people don't wake up one day and say, I want to hurt someone's feelings for no good reason. A troll has come to your site because they have something to say to you. Granted, trolls suffer from a very special form of Tourette's that turns everything they say into the most offensive form possible. Instead of saying, your portrayal of female characters is a little flat lately, they say, you fucking misogynist! You have no idea how to write women. I bet the only experience you have with women is raping them. That's offensive, but the point is still the same. The troll's trying to tell you that you're not writing great women. The offensive and insulting way it's said is simply the troll's attempt to break through your walls. See, the troll is used to artists pretending they're delicate flowers. So the troll comes in here with this assumption, you're not going to listen to me, I'm going to make you listen. And the best way to make someone listen is get under their skin. The troll will attack, and eventually they will succeed. Because being heard is a fundamental human need. And this brings me to the second story of Inman. As I said, on December 2nd, Jack Stoof posted a critique about Inman on the site BuzzFeed. The critique was quite offensive and full of inaccuracies. And on the 15th, Inman responded to him. And thus, Jack Stoof won. He had found a way to get through Inman's defenses, something that is nearly impossible to do. Inman has walled himself off, so the only way to get through to him is by being offensive. He has created an environment where the troll needs to be the troll to talk to him. Furthermore, by not allowing comments on the site, the conversation happened in a place where Inman didn't control. So what's the solution? Simple. Be nice to the troll. I'm not talking about saying, oh, thank you for your input, and then ignoring what is said. Nor am I talking about doing everything the troll says. What I'm saying here is if you want to control the conversation, you have to listen to what the other guy is saying. It's rule one of debating. If they make a logical argument, if they say something that's right, you have to agree it. And you have to defend the wrong points on the facts, not on the tone. So how does one do this? How does one separate the offensive manner from the troll's message in the way that it's delivered? Walk it off, pussies. No, literally. Take a walk. Dealing with criticism is a skill. You develop and refine it. When you're first starting off, you're going to go through a process of exposure, decompression, and exposure again. You're going to get used to it. You read the message once. Take a walk to calm down. Come back and try to figure out what the point is. Now that you've read it once, you can look past the tone. Take another walk after you've tried to figure out the point, because the point will probably annoy you as well. Come back and look at the message. Try to find the things the troll got right, and write it down. Take another walk. Come back and start composing a message. Compose the message starting off with saying, you're right about these things. This is something I've considered. And then when you get to the point of your disagreement, give the troll his point. Say, I could see why you would see it that way. I've decided to go this way, and tell him why you've decided to go this way on a factual basis. You will need to take many walks while responding to the troll's message. But in the end, the troll has done you a favor. They've given you a unique criticism, and they will make you a better artist. a better creator. You will also just get better at taking criticism in general. You'll be able to look at critiques and not fly off the handle, not say something stupid. The troll also has promoted proper cardiovascular health by all the walks you will be taking. By treating a troll with respect, you can create a respectful environment on your community and site. And a respectful community on your site is the greatest motivation for starting out artists. If you lock yourself out because a few people are going to act badly, you're going to destroy that motivational factor. Locking yourself down and constantly insulating yourself from bombardments that get worse and worse every day, simply because you are a delicate flower, is not a solution.